Welcome to the Capital Area School Development Association's virtual college fair. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Before we get started with our presentations, just a few quick housekeeping items. The first is that attendees are welcome and encouraged to ask questions to any of the panelists at any time utilizing the Q&A feature. You can pose your question to a specific panelist, or you can ask a general question to any and all of the panelists. Also, just a reminder, your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. And there is one other block of sessions this morning, so if you haven't signed up for those, please feel free to do so. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. Without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first panelist, which will be Keuka College.
Hello, my name is Erin, and I am an admissions counselor here at Keuka College. Am I good to go on the presentation?
Yes, you are.
All righty, I'm going to share my screen now. And here we go. So for those of you who don't know anything about Keuka College, we are a small liberal arts school on the shore of Keuka Lake. So I like to start with this picture because I think it's one of the most beautiful pictures that we do have of our campus. We are right on Keuka Lake, right in the central New York region of the Finger Lakes. And just to give you a sense of what it's actually like to be a student at Keuka, we have a four-year institution, which means that when you graduate, you'll be graduating with your bachelor's degree. We are private and residential, so you are going to be living for most students on campus for all 4 years. That does mean that you're going to have a real sense of community. It's not a place where students, go to class and then leave for the weekends or stay at home. And that's not to say that you can't commute, but for most of our students, they are going to be living on our campus. I'll chat about the liberal arts component of our curriculum in just a minute. And then the also important part is that we are a small college. So we've got about 1,200 undergraduate students, which means that your average class size is about 18. So depending on whether you're coming from a large or a small college, it's probably going to be, or I should say high school, it's probably going to be pretty similar or even a bit smaller than the classes that you've had in high school. And that means really close professor access. Liberal arts is a real cornerstone of Keuka College education. And for us, that does mean that you're going to be learning core skills regardless of your major and regardless of the class that you're taking within that major. So here's a list: analytical or critical thinking, team building, interpersonal skills, problem solving. And they might not seem that important when you're looking to apply to colleges, but all of those things are really crucial when you're looking to apply to jobs. So it's something that our professors are really mindful about, that whether you're taking a biology, English, accounting class, you're also learning those really core skills that employers are going to be looking for. Specifically, what most students want to know is, do you have the major that I want to study? And the answer is there's a very good chance that we do. And if you aren't seeing a major and you're curious about whether we offer it, definitely feel free to reach out. I do want to highlight pretty quickly our dual degree nursing and occupational therapy programs. Those two programs have additional admissions requirements that our other programs do not. So if you are interested in those programs, you'll need to have at least a 2.5 or an 80 as your overall high school GPA. And for the nursing program, you'll need to have an 80 in both your biology and your chemistry courses. For OT, you'll need to have an average math and science coursework grade of an 80. And I know that's a lot to take in all at once. So if you do have any questions about that, definitely feel free to send us that question in the Q&A, and I'm happy to help answer that. But otherwise, you don't have to start off knowing what your major is. You're going to have plenty of time to figure that out. And one of the best ways that students do figure that out is through our field period program. So I'm going to be pretty vague here. Every student every year at Keuka does some kind of experiential learning component. It's about 140 hours, which is usually about 3 weeks to a month, depending on how long you work each day. And you get to design it, which is why it's vague, because we don't have set specific things that you need to do each year. You get to design what you want to do each year. So an internship is a pretty popular option, but we also have ways that you can do cultural experiences where you would be going to another country in an international trip with Keuka College faculty and other students. Community service, spiritual exploration, artistic project, and a lot of students have recently been getting involved in research projects that were a little bit new. So during COVID, that's been pretty popular, and we're hopeful that that will be able to continue next semester. To make it a little bit more tangible for you, here are some examples that students have done in the past, whether that is traveling to Nicaragua and the United Kingdom or staying local in the Rochester and Syracuse area and working at a news company, working at a nursing home. So whatever it is that you're interested in, it gives you that chance to dip your toe in, figure out if it's actually what you want to do, and then get that experience and solidify what you want to do when you graduate. We do have a 96% placement rate. So 96% of our students when they graduate are fully employed or in graduate school. So that's another great benefit there. We do have Division III sports. So to keep it short and simple, the best thing for you to do if you're interested in sports is to get in contact with us so we can help you get in contact with the coach. And if all of this is interesting to you, the application process is really, really simple. We have a free application, either Keuka or Common application, and then all we'll need is your official high school transcript and one letter of recommendation. We're totally test optional, and we get you a decision with the exception of the dual degree nursing and occupational therapy programs within about 2 weeks. So we've got a really quick turnaround for you there. And we don't have any application deadlines. I like to plug that as well. If there's any seniors in here who are considering applying, you're absolutely still free to do so. Finally, my last slide, and definitely feel free to take a picture here, is that we do offer scholarships. They're automatic if you're accepted based on your high school GPA. So if you have at least that 2.5 or an 80 as your overall high school GPA, you're guaranteed at least $16,750 per year every undergraduate year at Keuka. So it's not just going to be a freshman year scholarship. And this is really only your first step because you can get additional aid by filing the FAFSA. So that's all that I've got for you today. Thank you for tuning in. And if you do have any other questions, definitely feel free to touch base with me in the Q&A.
Thank you very much, Keuka College. Moving on to our next presenter, we have Moyne College.
Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen. All right. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Megan Hill, and I am an undergraduate admissions counselor here at Moyne College. I am also a Moyne alum. I graduated in 2019, so relatively recently, with a major in English, a concentration in literature, and a minor in theater arts. Thank you for joining us. Let me tell you a little bit about Moyne. So Moyne is in the college town suburbs of Syracuse, New York. And you'll find us. We are a 4-year private liberal arts college, and we are the youngest of 27 U.S. Jesuit colleges. And many people refer to us as Central New York State's hidden gem. We have a 160-acre hilltop campus known as the Heights, and it is home to 2,800 undergraduate students, most of whom live on a residential campus that you can see in these pictures right here. The city of Syracuse is in the center of New York State, and it is about a 4 to 6 hour drive from most major cities in the Northeast. And it's just minutes away from regional bus and train depots, as well as an international airport. So while our students benefit from the perks of attending a smaller college, our location close to a city and a larger university creates a true college town experience, which includes shopping, dining, outdoor activities like hiking and skiing, as well as internship opportunities. As you're considering colleges, you might have heard the term Jesuit education, but you might not know what that exactly entails. When learning about Jesuit colleges, you'll often hear the phrase cura personalis, which means care of the whole person. It's an education with a focus on your mind, body, and soul, as well as a path to develop a love of learning and growth that you'll take with you long after you graduate. Jesuits themselves are Catholic priests who are educators, and Jesuit colleges draw on these principles of teaching students holistically. Moyne students do come from a variety of different backgrounds, interests, personal and religious beliefs. You do not need to be Catholic to attend a Jesuit college. This style of education helps to create a community of well-rounded, critically thinking global citizens. At Moyne, giving back to community is a part of who we are, and you can see that reflected in our service learning opportunities for students, as well as volunteer opportunities within many of our clubs. When our students are asked about why they chose Moyne, their answers are usually very similar. A sense of belonging, a sense of purpose, strong connection to faculty and staff, kindness, mutual respect, among others. Our average class size is 20 to 22 students, and our student to faculty ratio is 13 to 1. And that really helps to foster connections both within and outside of the classroom. Our professors are at the top of their fields, and their focus is your education. So if you're looking to engage in deep conversations, get hands-on experience within the classroom, access internships and opportunities, be actively engaged in your community through service, Moyne might just be a place for you to thrive. Our core curriculum, innovative classes, and dedicated faculty and staff work to prepare students well for success during their academic career, and then also for life after college. Our placement rate for students in a career or graduate program of their choice within 6 months of graduation is 98%. The Moyne student enjoys a comprehensive liberal arts education with preparation for specific career paths through our popular majors such as business, biology, nursing, political science, education, theater, psychology. I think I said psychology. That's just to name a few of our majors. At Moyne, we have 3 schools, as you can see on my slide right here. There's the College of Arts and Sciences, the Madden School of Business, and our Purcell School of Professional Studies. These colleges are not mutually exclusive. You can take classes in any of our schools and study an interdisciplinary curriculum that fulfills your variety of interests. We also offer a number of accelerated master's degree programs and partnership programs, including but not limited to a direct entry physician's assistant program, nursing programs, occupational therapy, physical therapy, a 5-year MBA, 3+3 law, engineering, and others. And in addition to world-class learning and career opportunities, students will find a warm and welcoming college atmosphere with a vibrant and engaging social scene thanks to our championship level Division II athletics, our Performing Arts Center, which I spent a lot of time in myself, Moyne sponsored events and activities, and over 80 clubs and organizations. Every year, actually, the number of clubs grows and evolves as we really value student initiative and the ability to found new clubs in addition to our existing athletic, academic, performing arts, service clubs, and more. The possibilities for experiences outside the campus are also in abundance, with a variety of study abroad locations, national and international class trips, service-based excursions, research opportunities, in addition to our guaranteed internship program. As for our applicant profile, it's very straightforward. We want well-rounded, curious, motivated students who are willing to challenge themselves in and outside the classroom. The average GPA for a student accepted to Moyne is a 3.5, and we are test optional for admission. Applying to Moyne is simple. You can apply through the Common App or through the Moyne application. We don't have a preference. Your completed application includes your application itself, personal statement, high school transcript, and letter of recommendation from your guidance counselor or 3 recommendations from other sources. We offer early action consideration with a November 15th deadline. A reminder, early action is non-binding, and we also offer rolling admission with a February 1st deadline. Academically competitive students will find themselves as the recipient of one of our most generous scholarships of $25,000 per year, and 95% of our students do receive some form of financial aid. I encourage you to visit our campus to learn a bit more about what life is like as a dolphin. I will drop a link in the chat momentarily for you to see our upcoming events and tours. We are offering in-person as well as virtual opportunities to engage with us. So thank you so much for your time. Please feel free to contact me. I'll send that message right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moyne. And just a reminder to any attendees who recently joined us, please do feel free to ask questions to any of the panelists through the Q&A feature. But up next is Nazareth College.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. And my name is Sean Hamlin. I'm Associate Director of Admissions here at Nazareth College. And I appreciate you joining us this afternoon. And so why is it a great day to be a Golden Flyer? Well, for me, that's my story. And so the stories that I like to share about Nazareth, you know, the basics of that we are a small, kind of a hybrid college, liberal arts, with an array of professional programs that are offered in Nazareth. But we really seek to teach the whole person here. And so in that construct of teaching the whole person, we want to provide, as I said, a good foundation of liberal arts experience. So within that structure, we offer opportunities for students to do internships and to do research both on and off campus, and opportunities to travel. And those opportunities to travel can be long-term or short-term. And we have over 55 partnerships around the world. And of course, COVID has put a little bit of a damper on that right now, but those opportunities are there for our students to get involved and see the greater world and the opportunities that it does provide them in that in their programs. But in addition to the academic side, we really want to teach the whole person. So community and belonging is an important part of our DNA here at Nazareth. So our students have opportunities through clubs, activities, programs, athletics, of course, and use that as a springboard to opportunities. And the theme that I like to use in my presentations here at Nazareth is that there's been a real investment. So I've been in Nazareth for about a dozen years now. Before that, I was in a boarding school teaching math and coaching ice hockey and lacrosse for 27 years. And in that process, I learned about Nazareth through my daughters. And when we came here with my daughter, who did enroll and eventually graduated Nazareth, it was a great experience for her. Even since then, I mean, the school was in great shape then, but the real investment that has gone on since then. In fact, behind me as my backdrop, you can see our athletic center that was recently constructed, indoor track facility. And in fact, on the other side of the wall, or the other end there, there's a fitness mezzanine at the top there, but there's a full field or nearly full field for outdoor athletic teams like men's lacrosse and women's lacrosse, excuse me, soccer, field hockey. And so it's a great indoor facility for them to practice during the inclement weather. So that marks the investment that that I've seen in my years here. Also, we have a robust set of options in the visual and performing arts. And same thing with the investment there. Our recital hall that was recently built, about 2 years old now, is modeled after Carnegie Hall in New York. So it's been a great venue for our music students to perform their craft in that venue. So like I said, the investment that I've witnessed here at Nazareth has been terrific. And so as part of that, the opportunities to get involved, not only at the highest level, but all of our students. So even non-majors can get involved with music and even have opportunities for scholarships. And I'll get into opportunities for scholarships in a little bit here. But before I do that, our admissions policies, we do practice differential admissions because we do offer those professional programs. And sorry if I'm repeating again, but programs like physical therapy, occupational therapy, nursing, speech pathology have programs that go into the graduate years. And we do have an on-campus clinic here at Nazareth that gives our students in those genres an opportunity to practice their craft and learn what they've, practice what they've learned in the classroom here at Nazareth College. But as part of the differential admissions process, you can apply direct entry to those programs, most of which are done on campus here at Nazareth, but we do have some outside partnerships as well for medical school programs and law school programs as well, where you can complete 3+3 or 3+4 opportunities with partner schools that we have in those areas. And finally, as far as the admissions, the deadlines, we do offer early decision and regular decision here at Nazareth. So all of this is on our website. I encourage you to visit our website to get an idea of those deadlines and the opportunities, but also financial aid. Lastly, we do offer merit scholarships. We offer need-based scholarships as well. And so we will work with you from beginning to end in that process. So if you want a pre-screen, we can do a pre-screen for you. But we encourage you, again, to visit our website and we can get more information and details for you there. So lastly, visit. We're open 7 days a week, so we encourage you to come visit us, or excuse me, 6 days a week. My apologies there. But we hope to see you soon on campus. And again, my name is Sean Hanlon. We look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, Christopher.
Thank you very much, Nazareth. Up next will be Niagara University.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So thank you again for having us on here. And for those that are attending, we really appreciate it. My name's Kyle Schwindler. I am the Associate Director of Admissions at Niagara University and also alum in 2017. So my main goal here is definitely give you some information on who we are, what we are. And if you've ever heard of us all the way on the other side of New York State, but we are right across the street from Canada. As you can see from this picture, we're right on the gorge at the lower Niagara River, and right across the street there is Canada. So who are we? We are another four-year private Catholic institution with a ton of different majors on our campus. What makes up our university is our four different colleges, and that's College of Arts and Sciences, which holds the largest college, our College of Business, our College of Education, and our College of Hospitality and Tourism. What is it on here is our School of Nursing. That is a huge and our most competitive program. I know nursing's a hot major right now for a lot of students, but some of our other popular majors, or the whole College of Business is really popular. Education is great. We have a direct accept for all of our majors, including nursing. You come in and you're going to start taking classes right away your freshman year. Even with education, it's really popular because we get our students inside the classroom your first year, first semester, and being able to get you the experiences. You know, if you say you want to be a teacher, we'll put you in that classroom. You know, that way if you're like, I like my niece and nephew, but you're going to figure out if you like 30 of them in a room or not right away. Sports management is huge for us in the College of Hospitality and Tourism. We are actually the only school in the nation that owns our own collegiate baseball team. That is all student run and operate. So if you come in and you're interested in sports management, sports operations, you'll be able to have a hands-on experience in running that baseball team. Communications, criminal justice is big for us as well. We're the only private school in New York State that has a law enforcement academy on our campus. And theater is awesome. Traditionally, we do about 8 to 9 shows a year on our campus, which is just incredible, and it's free for everybody to go in there. But while we're talking about the majors and the particular majors that we offer, one thing I like to note, we do have an average class size of 19. We are the largest private school in the Western New York region with about 3,000 undergrad students. But when it comes down to your academics, you're going to be right in there with your professors. Like I said, 19 students on average in that class. So it's a very comfortable setting. But when you get out on campus, it's not too small. It's kind of that small to medium size, we say, that just right for you to walk around, be able to make a name for yourself, and have plenty of opportunities to get involved. The last major I like to talk about, and it's another program, is for the attendees sitting in here, your junior, senior, you're going through there. If you're not sure what major you're thinking about, you have absolutely no idea. I couldn't even think of two, or I'm not sure, or you're hemming and hawing between maybe something like criminal justice and sports management, things that are just completely different from each other. We have a program, and we call it our academic exploration program. You come to Niagara, your first 2 years, you can explore any class of any major. The only caveat is you can't take nursing classes. But over the course of your 2 years, you like criminal justice classes, you take more of them. You're like, sports management, I'm not feeling it, you take less. By the end of your sophomore year, you declare a major, you finish in that major your junior and your senior year, and you still graduate on time in 4 years. This academic exploration program, this AEP program, is one of our largest programs our freshmen come in as. 20% of our freshman class come in this. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking this might be a good fit for you, definitely encourage you to check it out, get some more information on that. It really kind of takes that weight right off your shoulder. Our application process is also free, super streamlined, very easy. We're rolling admissions, so if you're senior and you still want to apply, absolutely, you can send us over a Common App where you can fill out our Niagara app. Just need your application, your transcript, letter, rec. Your essay on the Common App is good. We are test optional. If you happen to take the SAT or ACT, you can send those over as well. We are test optional for every single one of our majors. And if you apply test optional, you do qualify for every single one of our merit-based scholarships, which is a nice transition here to our next slide. Our merit-based scholarships at Niagara range from 10,000 per year all the way up to 23,000 per year. So definitely keep cruising through the rest of your high school, finish those homeworks. It's worth it because being able to get these merit-based scholarships really is a nice opportunity to bring that cost down. We have a ton of additional scholarships as well. Eagle Experience is for high school students. Your senior year, you come, you visit, you apply, and you connect with admissions. You get an extra $1,500 added on your first year. We have a couple others on here. I won't go into too much detail. Our campus life, it's an awesome spot. It's, like I said, 180 acres, right on the gorge with 7 different housing options. Majority of our students do live right on campus, and we are Division I in sports, and we have over 100 clubs on our campus. So definitely a lot of opportunities to get involved, watch sports, play sports, get involved in academic clubs or social clubs. Biggest thing I will recommend is just visit, either virtually or in person, whatever works for you. We are open for in-person visitors. We have tours Monday through Saturday. Monday through Friday, they're 3 times a day. And we do have some big events for you to come, some open houses. Definitely visit, get out there, get your feet on the campus, checking things out if you can. Lastly, here's just my information. If you have any questions or if you need anything, please let me know. I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Niagara University. Up next is Hobart and William Smith Colleges.
Awesome. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you all for joining today. My name is Ryan Hoffman. I'm also a recent grad of Hobart and William Smith Colleges. I'm joined today with my colleague, Jillian Augustine. I'm going to share my screen now, share a quick video, and then talk a little bit about it, and Jill will speak about it as well.
So, you're thinking about your future, and you want a college that is too. At Hobart and William Smith, our top priority is preparing you to make a difference in the world. Our liberal arts curriculum requires you to achieve 8 goals that will shape your perspective and make you competitive as you apply to internships, grad school, and jobs. You'll decide how to accomplish these goals with the help of your faculty advisor. Together, you'll create an academic plan that fits your unique personality. You'll also choose 2 areas of concentration, either a major and a minor, or a double major. By studying more than one subject, you'll be able to make the connections necessary to solve the big issues that face our society today. But learning doesn't stop in the classroom. Our location on the shores of Seneca Lake allows you to put your education into action. The lake becomes a laboratory. The city of Geneva is a partner in studying and creating change. And major historical landmarks that shaped our nation are right here. Your experience will be amplified through community service, research, study abroad, athletics, and leadership training. With more than 100 student clubs to join, you can continue the activities you've enjoyed in high school or discover new ones. Our 4-year career development program will help you explore your options for the future and guarantees you'll land at least one internship or research placement. Let me say that again. Because we know how important it is to gain real-world experience, we guarantee every student an internship or research experience. Throughout your undergraduate career, you'll build a resume that leads to your first job or your placement in graduate school. You'll form relationships with your professors, classmates, and a network of supportive alums. You'll be ready to navigate the world as it is, and as it could be. And it all starts in the beautiful Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. At Hobart and William Smith, you'll not only have unique opportunities in and out of the classroom, you'll also have a stunning backdrop for your college years. So that's Hobart and William Smith in under 3 minutes. Imagine what it would be like over the course of 4 years. You're thinking about your future, so are we.
Awesome. So I'll keep it on this last screen to kind of have an aerial view. Apologies here. Oh, she just stopped sharing. So jumping into this, I just wanted to touch upon a few key things that this video touched upon. Like I said, I'm a recent graduate myself, and I always have students ask about my personal experience. So I figured I would share that along with you all today. So touch upon the 8 goals. So I just want to touch upon one of the 8 goals, and one of it is having social inequalities. And so some of the classes that I took to accomplish this goal were Myths and Paradox, Women and Men in Prehistory, Sickness, Health, and Disability, Unfreedoms in the Making of America, U.S. Constitution since 1865. So those are just some classes that accomplished that social inequality goal. Major minor, I was a psychology major and a history minor. So through my psychology major, I did a research project during my senior year, and I did that on social facilitation. So I actually went out to our weight room and conducted research based on that. Diving into career services, a beautiful slides on that. So jumping into that, I had 2 internships while I was a student here. One was with the local police department, so Geneva Police Department here, also with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. So before getting into higher ed, I wanted to do federal law enforcement. So that's something that I had a passion in while I was a student. And career services worked directly with me, whether that was through workshops that worked on my resume, my cover letter, how to properly shake someone's hand, how to properly enter a conversation, how to leave a conversation, job shadows, career treks, reaching out to alums. So they were phenomenal in that aspect. Jumping over to the admission side, first I'll start off with financial aid. So about 90% of our students here receive some sort of financial aid, and our average aid package is around $43,000 a year. Moving over to merit scholarships, our merit scholarships range from about $3,000 to about $35,000. For those merit scholarships, typically it's about a 3.6 GPA or a 1370 SAT or 30 ACT. From our admissions deadlines, our early decision 1 is November 15th, our early decision 2 is January 15th, and our regular decision is February 1st. Some of the required documents for our admissions process is Common App or Coalition, your school report, a teacher recommendation, and a transcript. We are free on the Common App. We also are test optional, and we have a no harm testing policy this year. Jill is just going to quickly touch upon some of the events that have been happening.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Jill, Ryan's coworker. My title is Assistant Director of Admissions. I'm also our admissions event coordinator. Just wanted to give everyone a heads up that we are open. We've been open since about July for tours. Every tour right now is one-on-one. So just the family and the tour guide, they'll take you around campus, show you our beautiful campus. In terms of virtual opportunities, we will have a ton of virtual information sessions offered twice a week. So every day there will be a virtual admissions information session at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. on 2 days per week, kind of going through the end of April. We will also plan to have a virtual admitted student day in April, and we were also planning on having multiple in-person admitted student days as well. So keep your eye out for that. Definitely come tour if you haven't, and come see this beautiful campus.
Thank you very much, Hobart and William Smith. Now we're going to move to our final presenter, Rochester Institute of Technology.
Thanks very much, and thanks for being here today. Little bit about RIT quickly. We are known as a STEM school with strong programs in engineering and computing and technology, but we also have some great programs in art and design, business, liberal arts, photography, and some programs you don't see many other places like imaging science and packaging science. So we have about 14,000 undergraduate students in 90 different majors in our 9 different colleges, and 40 different ways to be pursuing your master's as well as your bachelor's. One key component of an RIT education is cooperative education, or co-op. Co-op is a paid work experience in your major, typically starting in the junior year. You're actually going to leave college and go out and work full-time for a company in a job related to your major. Depending on your major, you may get a full year of work experience before you graduate, making many of our programs 5 years in length. But it's not 5 years of school, it's 4 years of school plus a year of work. And when you're out on co-op, you're not paying tuition or taking classes. So this really helps when it comes to getting a job after graduation. We have some good outcomes rates because of the co-op program. The employers shown here are very name recognizable, but actually there are hundreds of employers that come to campus every semester to interview and hire RIT students for co-op jobs as well as jobs after graduation. There are also lots of research opportunities. The bulleted points here are faculty-led and funded research programs, so students can assist in these areas as lab assistants and research assistants. But if you have an area of interest, you can submit a proposal and get lab space and funding to do your own research as well. RIT students are very creative and innovative. They love to test things and build things, so we want to give them ways to do that. So the pictures here are of the Construct, which is a 3D printing lab. It's just some of the maker space that we offer on campus. Other things that we feature, a tiger tank competition like Shark Tank on TV, but we're the tigers, so it's the tiger tank, and students can pitch an idea to a faculty panel and get funding to take their idea to production. We have a student incubator and accelerator for students that already have a business plan or a small business of their own that they are hoping to grow. And something we do every year is the Imagine Festival, which is like a huge art show and science fair where students can exhibit what they've been working on throughout the year. This year it's going to be virtual and it'll be May 1st. So hopefully you can attend that. Lots to do outside of class. There are 300 clubs, activities, and events happening on campus every day, including sports. We're Division I for ice hockey and Division III for the other sports listed here. There's a lot of school spirit around the ice hockey program in particular. Students go to the home games and we have a pep band, so that's a lot of fun too. And then the way we do performing arts is interesting to me because we don't actually have performing arts majors, but we have performing arts scholarships that are totally based on extracurricular involvement. So you can get a performing arts scholarship to be in the play or in one of the bands, which is something you might be doing anyways, just for fun. Our students typically will live on campus or nearby the entire time that they're with us. We have lots of housing available. We do require first-year students to live on campus. All of our dorms are connected by tunnels. The tunnels also connect to the main dining hall, and then there's 20 additional places to eat on campus. Our academic buildings are connected by tunnels as well, but you may have to go outside sometimes because not every building is connected to every other building. When you apply to RIT, you're going to choose one of 3 paths. You can apply right into your major if you know what you want to study. You can get started on your major right away. Or you can apply to one of our college-based exploration programs, which allows you to choose an area of study, but not a specific major until the end of that first year. And then we also have a program for students who are undeclared and undecided, and we help them out in terms of finding the best fit in that first year. So we practice what we call differential admissions, which means we're going to read your application based on what you've told us you want to study to be sure that you're prepared to be successful at RIT. The SAT and ACT scores shown here are for your reference. We are test optional now. Going forward, we're going to continue to be test optional. Sometimes students ask if they should submit their scores, and I tell them, if you are in the middle of this range or higher, you can go ahead and submit your scores and be confident that they're only going to contribute to your application. So when you apply for admission, you're automatically considered for any scholarships that we offer. The FAFSA is the form you need to complete in order to be considered for need-based aid, and most of our students are going to get both merit-based and need-based as well. This is my contact information here. I will put it in the chat as well, and we are open for visitors. We also have a lot of virtual ways for students to connect with us, so I would hope that you can attend some virtual sessions, if not in-person campus tour. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, RIT, and thank you to all of our panelists this afternoon for your great overviews of your institutions. We do have a few minutes remaining, so attendees, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to send them through the Q&A, and then we can take a few minutes and do a round of questions here ourselves. So I could ask all the panelists to turn your videos back on. and answer the following question. What's one thing you did not have time to present on today that you'd like to quickly cover? Maybe that's your favorite event or tradition on campus, a fun fact about your institution, piece of advice you have for someone going through the college search process, etc. And we'll go back in that same order, starting with Keuka.
Thank you. So I would say one thing for students, both for this year and it's something that we've done in the past and plan to do in the future, is a series of events and contests called Keuka Palooza. This is exclusively for admitted students, but like I said, it's good to keep in the back of your mind for the future. This is a series of events for you to get to know more of the student-led side of campus, and then also contests where we give away everything from mini fridges, TVs, Apple Watches, AirPods. All you have to do is do some quick participation in the Facebook group. So it also gives you the chance to get to know everybody better. It's a really great way to do that. So my advice would be wherever you're considering attending, it's always a good idea when you get that Facebook link, even if you don't have a Facebook, just create one. It gives you a sense for the class. And then oftentimes, like for us, there are some really cool contests you can join.
Great, thank you. Lemoyne?
Thank you. Yeah, one thing I didn't really get too much into my presentation is our financial aid. So I know I mentioned that 95% of our students do receive some form of financial aid, but I also wanted to mention our Promise New York scholarship, which is an automatic $10,000 scholarship that you'll be considered for upon applying. You also don't have to do any additional applications for merit-based aid at Moyne, and we just require the FAFSA for our need-based aid. And also, a quick note is I wouldn't discount necessarily private colleges based off the price tag. I understand that it's a little bit intimidating when you're looking at private colleges, like the initial price tag. But if you're interested, like you can definitely be able to seek out financial aid opportunities. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Nazareth?
So as far as advice, I guess I'll pick up on that theme is visit. When you visit, do your best to get off the beaten path, so to speak, and talk to other people that are on campus, other students. Ambassadors and tour guides are great people. They give you a lot of information, but sometimes you can really glean a lot of information from obviously a friend who might be attending the particular school you're interested in. But I think that's where you can get a lot of info. And I say that from experience. When I was visiting schools with my daughters, oftentimes we did that and we really got a lot more deeper information because there are so many good schools, so many great opportunities out there. It just, it might help you make a decision going forward.
Great, thank you. Niagara?
Yes, thank you. There's been some great things said in here already today. So there's some awesome advice that's been given. So absolutely take note of what everyone said. But a couple of things in here to just really hit home. If you're looking at these schools, just visit as much as you can, as many times as you can, virtually or in person. What's nice is typically a student will visit a school about 2 to 3 times over the course of their junior, senior year. So switch those visits up. We have tours, we have open houses, we have accepted student events. We have all these different types. Each school here, I'm assuming, has every single one of those styles of events. So definitely visit, get on our campus. We're here to give you that information. But there's one piece in here that I think I would really like to go into. And Hobart William Smith mentioned it. My VP was their VP at one point. And the biggest thing was the career internships, being able to develop these internships and these hands-on experiences when you're going and looking at schools. Definitely an Office of Career Services is something that you should identify and look into and really see how can the school help prep and prepare me for my future moving forward. So definitely great point. I definitely want to make sure that was hit home for sure. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Hobart and William Smith.
Awesome. Thank you all for the wonderful advice. Just want to touch upon a couple kind of traditions or student-led events that have been recurring over the past couple of years. During the fall, we have something called the Boat Days. So we actually have a dock owned by Hobart and William Smith Colleges where there's one specific day, kind of early fall, late summer, that all the students go down. A couple of the upperclassmen are able to rent some boats, and it's a really fun time that students have been able to take advantage of. During the winter, we have something called the Winter Wonderland, where we bring in an ice rink. There are a bunch of fire pits, axe throwing, and a bunch of other cool activities that happen during the winter. And then in the spring, we have our lacrosse game that is against Syracuse. So it's about a 111-year-old rivalry where tailgating is involved. The fans circle around the entire stadium. When we play Syracuse, we travel pretty well there. So those are just 3 events that I want to share with you all.
Great, thank you. RIT.
Sure. So one piece of advice for students would be to do a little bit of career exploration this summer, maybe job shadow, or maybe you could even get an internship, but definitely do some job shadowing or informational interviewing so that you can learn more about the kinds of careers that you're interested in. We have a program in the summer called College and Careers, which allows students to explore the different careers, 6 different workshops they can attend. It's usually an overnight on campus. Last year it was virtual. It's undecided at this point if it's going to be in person or virtual, but either way, it's a great way to learn a little bit about more careers, and it's not necessarily about RIT. So you could attend, even with a friend who's not interested in RIT.
Great, thank you. And thank you to everybody for your great advice, and again, for your wonderful presentations. And certainly thank you to all of our attendees for joining us today. Just a few quick housekeeping items before we close this session. Once you close the window, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey that we ask you to take a minute and complete. And again, there is one other block of sessions coming up next, so please feel free to sign up for that if you haven't already done so. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But thank you again, and good luck in your college search. Have a great day.